Your intro.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 445 of 10 o'clock. I am MDRLOz. This is Xeno.
Hello.
We're very, very warm. This is our one warm day of the year.
Bloody hot is.
We get one. It's literally just from now on, the temperature's just going to go straight down again. You are aware.
Yeah, I know. It's stupid. Why have today after all days?
Which would you prefer? A week of heat or one day and it's gone?
Oh, totally. One day and it's gone.
So stop whinging.
Not.
Okay, there we go. Well, yes. We being British can just mumble and fail at the weather because we just do. But we're not here to talk about the weather
This
today.
isn't weather. Weather's raining. This isn't raining. This is that ends the world. There's rapture going on. It is.
You'll get your rain in just a few minutes, I'm pretty sure, at the rate it's going.
God, I really.
But we're not here to talk about the weather, which is a traditional British staple of communication. Instead, we are here to talk about the frames of war.
Yeah.
The Warframe, so to speak.
Yeah.
Right, and as it is
Tradition.
the recording of the Warframes of the 10 o'clock, we will do the traditional starting dance of
Emblems.
Oh, you win.
The
just wins through the weeb vote, I'm sorry to say. Yeah, no, I haven't seen that one. That's a really good one. Only I am master of finding the random anime girls on people's arms, but you've done pretty well. Mine's not bad, though. I do like mine.
Oh, yeah, yours is really good. I thought it was like the stereotypical like dragon stencil that you used to see like in the early 2000s, and like no, it's got so much more detail than that, and it's like proper depth perception and everything. It's really cool.
By the way, it's going to be gone by time this video comes out, but you're aware it's an Arkwing skin on Arcatea.
Damn, I didn't know that. I better go do that real quick.
Well, but if anyone misses this, it will probably be available on the TennoCon relay when that comes out on TennoCon. Which date's TennoCon?
The 16th, Saturday, the 16th of July.
There you go. Right, but I'm gonna get this right. Hang on. Right, so but we're talking about emblems and oh no, wait. Go for it, Xeno.
Cool, right. So if you wish to win 75 platinum for your platform of choice, go into the description below where you'll find this week's polls. You know, you'll see this week's emblems. You'll choose which emblem you like the most. You just fill in the form, like, you know, what questions, which questions you answer, words, things. Someone sent me a message and it's completely thrown me off my jive. It's also hot. And yeah, just make sure you fill it in correctly, spell your name correctly, select your platform of choice, and then you'll be entered in for a chance of winning 75 platinum. That was a fail at an attempt of memorizing that. It is too damn hot.
You've only just said that, I don't know, hundreds of times for weeks and weeks on end, but now this week he fails completely. Well,
it's too damn hot. I'm overheating. Stupid hat.
Shame I don't have a meme of the heat here is just too damn hot. But, right, we're done for emblems, and yes, if you do want to win 75 platinum, as we keep running that competition, go to the link below, and it's all in there. However, we'll move on to this episode. So next is the titular Dojo Dusting.
We actually have Dojo Dusting, which is kind of weird. Not gonna lie. Right, so Dojo Dusting for this week. So we have some platinum winners. So as I mentioned last week, because we skipped a week, it's now every odd episode that we're gonna be doing the giveaways. So for PC, Benjamin's Marriage; for PlayStation, Coven Ma; for Xbox, TD Stranger 101; and Nintendo Switch, The Lurk. You've all won 75 platinum, so expect that in your inbox soon. There you go. Also, I have spoken to Loz about this, and for the TennoCon episode, right? So basically what we're going to do is we're going to do a regular episode that will be released after TennoCon, right? The regular Monday release schedule and everything. But we're going to do a TennoCon special, which is going to have Nazeth joining us, and we're just going to chat for, I don't know, 30 minutes, maybe an hour. God, if it's that long, I mean, it's going to be a problem. But anyway, so yeah, we're going to talk about what we see during TennoCon, and we're going to release it straight away after TennoCon. You know, we'll record it immediately afterwards, and then we'll just get it out straight away.
Yeah.
Loz is in complete agreement.
Loz
In
was about to
addition,
make an annoying point about, yeah, because editing it, we'd forget to do that and chop out bits which people asked them to do.
you sure you don't want me to get him to do it?
Shh, long pause for dramatic effect, and end scene.
Right. Damn, your acting skills are up there with Mark Harmon, dude. Just completely convinced me. Right, so moving on. We've also got the Telecon 2022 digital pack giveaway. If you go to my Twitter, it's the pinned post. Just, like, follow, retweet, and leave a silly answer as to what Deviri horses eat, and you'll automatically be entered in for a chance to win the the TEDxCon digital pack 2022, and that will be closing on, I think it's the 7th of July. So I have enough time to coordinate with whomever is the winner, and yep, that is when is the
Cash
oh, no,
prize,
that's
cash prize, cash prize.
that's also the wrong one.
Free real estate. What?
June 30th. Sorry, June 30th. And then I got time to get it to DE and everything. There you go. So soon.
Yep.
Right. That is it for Dojo Dusting. So gonna move on to the war report. Right.
I still don't have a jingle.
Well,
I want like an intro thing where something like slides it. Yeah, I want it like whooshing slide in, like like, and it flies off again. Yep.
okay, tell you what, when I move and I get real people internet again, and I take over recording, because you've done a fantastic job of dealing with this crap, I'll redo this the scenes for you, and you can have your BBC style The War Report.
The War Report.
Yeah?
It was at 10 o'clock!
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah. Cool, right. So,
for all that distraction, mainly because I don't think we actually have anything for the War Report. Do we have anything for the War Report? We do!
Yeah,
wow.
Yeah, right.
What rubbish have we made up this week?
We haven't made up any rubbish. It was already there. Right, so Friday, the 17th of June, which is technically today for us on the recording, DE ran a relay stress test in preparation for TennoCon. This was at 9 a.m. Eastern time, which is 2 p.m. British time, and I'm pretty sure everyone was working. I know I was. So
why not run a stress test at the same time that like a dev stream would happen? Because that's when everyone is primed to all be there watching.
I mean, to be fair, if I was them, I would actually do that, but at another time. I would take as many stress test opportunities as possible.
Oh, definitely. Yeah. But there's no point doing a stress test in a period where there'll be no stress.
No, but the whole point is that they put out a community shout out saying like, hey, well, not a community shout out. Well,
are we testing side profile now? I mean, this was an interesting way of doing things.
I was getting a fruit pastel. Shut up.
Right, good. And now another section of the endlessness.
Anyway, it's been announced Nora Knight's Mix Volume 1 is ending July 10th.
Right.
For Volume 2...
It's pretty hard to see the screens like this.
What?
It's pretty hard to see the screens like this.
Why are you doing it?
Because you did it.
Yeah, I'm not playing the fucking game, and I was getting myself a fruit pastel. Fine, I'll move the fucking fruit pastels.
Move them fruit pastels.
I have.
Right. Anyway, you saying?
Right. Nora Knight's Mix Volume 2
What?
is set to start. Yeah, I know. Is set to start TennoCon. Right? I'm pretty sure it's or it might be actually the day after. So there's 4 new mission types. Or jobs to do, acts to do, whatever you want to call them. Eternal Guardian, complete 3 Void Armageddon missions. High Ground, complete 3 Void Flood missions. Zariman Bounty Hunter, complete 4 different bounties on the Zariman, and Fallen Angel, defeat a Void Angel in the Zariman.
I gotta actually, I didn't realize I've barely done any of the bloody thing. I might have to actually step up and do some.
I'm pretty sure I've done none.
Yeah. I'm much disappointed. If anyone doesn't know, there is. I will probably never see the light of day because I probably never get around to doing it. I made like a massive script that was along the lines of probably about 2 hours worth, breaking down Josh Strife Hayes' content about parasitic content stuff, and how all his explanations were just awful. But it'll never see the light of day, I'm pretty sure, because I moved on. But it's not parasitic, but it definitely like abandoned parasitic. It's definitely bloody Nightwave. I'm sorry.
What was his definition of parasitic content?
Oh, he gave like 5. That was one of the problems.
Oh, yeah, that was one of the problems, wasn't it? Yeah. Because
Yeah.
it was like, this isn't an established term. Like, it was used once in Magic the Gathering, and that was it.
Yes. Yeah.
You know.
And then he tried to apply it for everything. But anyway, no, but I feel it's not really parasitic, but it's just, and maybe it is.
It's a content island, right?
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
You know, it's something that's or a content raft that's left adrift in the ocean of Warframe.
It's not even a cube.
It's not even a cube. Yeah, no, it is a problem.
I'm disappointed. Is that what we're gonna get now? Nora Knight's mix number 67. 2 more to 69. Oh yeah.
If it came with actual music and things while you're doing it, I'd be down.
Wow.
I mean,
no, we can't have that. That's actual development.
Yeah. I've got a list of the rewards here if you want me to go through them.
Oh,
Yeah,
go do it.
Okay, cool. So, Nightwave ship decoration, a mini decoration of the Nightwave landing craft, Noggle statue, Nora Knight, a small statue of a person larger than life, Nora Knight glyph pack, complete your profile with a pair of Nora Knight glyphs, style, baby. Nightwave ornament, cred offering, a decoration for all you dreamers out there. Weapon augments ×2. Stay powerful with a pair of weapon augments. More details to come. Gaia automation helmet blueprint, cred offering. Electrify style coming in hotter than lightning. Nora Knight spoiler suit. A Nightwave inspired spoiler suit. Nora provides for listeners of all ages. And then Nora Knight spoiler earpiece, a fashionable accessory, only for a Tenno. Only a Tenno could adorn. So there you go. So I rabbited those off. Yeah, and then the only other piece of Dog Days news. The only other piece of War Report news is Dog Days continues fixing with sluggish rolling with certain frames.
What? You talk about?
I'm reading what the notes here say. I can't. I will attest.
Dog Days is back.
Dog Days started a while ago.
Did it?
Yeah. It was, we missed it last week. But yeah, Dog Days is currently happening, and they're still trying to fix things. Apparently, there are issues with Dog Days where some of their fixes are like have horrible exploits in them, where people are just AFKing like hell during the actual thing, and it's just like.
I thought that was just Dog Days.
I don't remember it happening last time I played Dog Days, which may or may not be last year.
It's AFK has always been a problem with Dog Days.
Has it?
Yeah. Because why play when one person can win it for you and you don't have to do anything? Then you can go do something more interesting because they never put. What? I'm a bit annoyed because again, they're putting all their development towards New War. They can't do a little bit of an update for Dog Days. Okay. Oh, though the effort's going into Deviri, they possibly do a small update for Dog Days. I think last year we even came up with pitched simple ideas of how to make Dog Days better for minimal development time. It's not hard.
I wouldn't be surprised if we did this.
I'm pretty sure we did, and it was we weren't asking for mass amounts, but we asked for some simple things. Obviously, I'm not gonna remember them now.
Yeah,
but yeah, we did. We came up with some simple ideas, and it's do you get that? No, is there anything new?
Not that I'm aware of.
Great. Just Nightwave all over
Not
again.
not to say that there isn't. It's just I'm not looked into it.
I'm probably sure it's something small and cosmetic. Oh well, but let's move on.
Right. Okay. So that is it for the war report. It is time for the topics.
No, okay. I'll push a button then.
Yeah. As you
Look
should.
at that. Look at that.
Right. So our first topic today
push more
is
buttons.
no reason to do Void Armageddon after you get the Hesper. And the second topic, which we'll get to
Shall
later,
correct them in a sec.
which is the Black Market Game Mode by Magamu.
Aha.
Yeah.
Right.
So let's go into the first one.
Hang on a minute.
Nearly there.
Okay, there you go. And you can have topic 1. There you go.
Cool.
There
Right.
you
So
go.
topic 1. No reason to do Void Armageddon after you get the Hesper. Do you know what the Hesper is? It's the giant
Hesper.
scythe.
Oh,
Yeah.
really? Why?
So,
Why
right.
no reason?
So let me go through this. Right. The reward versus the time spent on missions are insulting. Right. The rewards versus the time spent. Right. Because you have to do like 3 sets of 3 rounds
yeah.
to get to the C rotation. No, is it 4 sets of 3 rounds to get to the C rotation? If I wanted relics, I'd do disruption where I can get to wave 3 or 5, well, 3 to 5 in the time it takes to get to rotation C in Armageddon. Yeah. So Armageddon is much slower.
Yeah.
Focus lenses can easily be obtained from all stages of bounties in open world, along with greater lenses from Zariman bounties. Right, so these are on the C rotation rewards of Void Armageddon.
Mm-hmm.
This is the only mission type where Thrax don't spawn, so you can't get the resource that they drop. I think it's Plasm or something like that.
Thraxgoo, yeah.
Yeah, Thraxgoo. Yeah, so you can't get any Thraxgoo because Thrax don't spawn on that. Right? DE should remove all credit rewards, resource drops, and lenses from Void Armageddon and match the drop rates of other mission types that drop Void Relics. And they showed a comparison. So to get a Void Relic on Void Armageddon, it's 3.13%. On the Lure Disruption mission, it's 14.29%.
Wow.
Yeah, it's quite, and again, disruption you can do a hell of a lot faster.
Yeah.
So, what are your thoughts on Void Armageddon for a start?
Remind me, for the sake of it, which one's Void Armageddon again?
Void Armageddon is the one that you put the turrets down and you have to...
Oh, I have not liked that game mode at all. I like the concept, but just throwing it out there as a game mode was just seemed crazy. That to me felt like something which deserved to have a bit more time in the oven and be released first as an operation, so that most people can understand and get behind the game mode, instead of just checking it out as a game mode where I'm like, what, turrets? Turrets? What, turrets? What is turrets? I don't understand. That's basically my feeling from it.
I don't think I agree. I think the introduction to Void Armageddon in the quest was fine.
I hated
for me.
that. Hated it.
I get why you hated it.
Also, it's like, so you've got 3 active defense targets, yeah?
No, you only have 1 active defense target. You have 3 defense targets, only 1 active one.
No, you have 3 active defense targets that only one of them gets attacked at a time.
How is that active then?
Because they could die if you missed a mob or a mob went through, or it's still active.
The mobs are only going to go for 1.
Yeah, I don't know. I've not played that game mode enough. I can see it breaking down at some point and mobs getting confused and going to other wrong targets. It just seems odd to me. I like the concept of is anyone picking anything? Of having multiple things. It's just this feels like a more interesting defined game mode that I should be loving, but I just maybe I haven't played it enough. That could also be an issue, but it's how I feel.
So, So one problem I have with it is the fact that the bounties for Void Armageddon, where everyone goes off and does, oh, I gotta go do the bounty, or I've gotta go farm oh god, what's the name of the stupid things? The feathers, the plumes, right? It like
Angel bits.
I need the angel bits. I need to do this. I need to do that instead of actually focusing on the main mission, and you could horribly lose it if you're not on top of it the entire time. Um, I quite like the implementation, but I completely appreciate the that some people will not like it. But the rewards, it's the whole reason why Cuba Assault failed, is because it takes so much longer to do this.
Yeah, it's the thing. It's
to
such
get the same rewards.
Sounds like a nice game mode, a nice concept, and they put something in it. But then I don't know if it just maybe they didn't test it enough about like how long does here's 100 players doing the mission. What's the average amount of time it takes them to get to X point? Right, now get either the same or different 100 players to go do disruption. How long does it take them to get X point? And then you just need to adjust rewards or adjust times on mode so that they're roughly equivalent. But this just seems like it's just ridiculous. On top of the fact that it's also missing resources that you'll want, so...
Well, again, like the Void Angels, because you get a Void Angel every round, right? You can't get pinions, which are like the top level of the Void Feathers. You could only get quills, which are the second highest.
Wait, it doesn't even give the best angel. So those are like nerfed angels.
Those are nerfed angels. They are easier to fight as well. They only have one void pocket stage as opposed to two. But still, it's just like, well...
Well, I mean, if you wanted to farm, so they drop quills, not pinions, yeah?
Yeah.
So if you wanted to farm quills, it's at least it's better for farming quills. But you can just find quills elsewhere anyway.
Yeah. It's not the end of the world, but it's still, I remember it being a bone of contention because, again, it's not conveyed anywhere, right? You go do any other mission types, you see the Void Angels, like, oh, I'm getting pinions. Why is Armageddon the only one that, you can't do? Also, Armageddon is one that you struggle to do by yourself, right? It's not easy to jump between all of the different turret points.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a lot of work trying to do that.
I think, really, they should... I think really they should make the rounds longer, right? The waves, the stages, when you're doing each one point, they should make that longer, but they should always give a reward between each one.
Don't they already get?
Yeah.
Oh,
no, you only get a reward after you've killed the Void Angel, which is 3 in. Yeah.
Wait, I thought that was the C reward.
No.
No?
No.
Wow.
You start AABC still.
What, so
again,
you have to do 3 rounds killing a Void Angel just to get A?
Yeah.
How long does that take, time-wise?
3 to 5 disruption waves.
That's ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it just needs some tweaking. Yeah, I think you're right. If you made it so it was a reward each wave, that'd be fine. Then you wouldn't even need to take out all the credits and things. Just give more rolls of the dice, basically.
Yeah.
Just seems too stingy with it.
Make each part longer, right?
Yeah.
Just a little bit longer so that it does marry up between, like, a wave of disruption is like a round of or a part of this. And then, just do that. But it's like, oh yeah, but you should only be rewarded when you've done the full round. Okay, I get that. Maybe it's a case of when you've done a full round, here you go, here's 3 rewards. Right?
Yeah.
Like, again, they've been allergic to that concept for a very, very long time. And I know it's a slippery slope. As soon as you start doing it, then you're not going to stop doing it at all.
No, they can stop. No, that's not a slippery slope. Like you say, it's special just for this game mode. Then move on and don't do it for other game modes. You know, that's fine.
Well, I mean, hell, we were fighting for the bloody sorties to do that for the longest time.
I know.
Until we stopped giving a shit about sorties.
They don't even exist anymore.
Yep. Who does sorties?
Gonna say something, but I forgot.
Was it profound?
It was quite profound, but it seems to have gone from my brain. Oh well.
But if you say it in a profound way, even if you're saying nothing at all, people will like hang on your every word.
Will people hear of the tree that fell in the forest?
That doesn't. You didn't say that in a profound way. You should say it in a profound way.
But will people have heard the tree?
I mean, that sounds like trying to be Darth Sidious or something, but you know.
Darth Sidious.
Yeah.
I am the tree in the forest. Right, I am.
Yeah.
No relic. Move on. Right. No. What was I gonna say? I can't remember about it. So it was something to do with the amount, the loot, and the rounds. But it's alluded to me. Yeah. No. I think your suggestion sounds good. Having 3 just come in one go.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're kind of building up the rewards. You're also encouraging people to stay the full length to get what they want. Yeah, that sounds good to me. But overall, I do feel that this game mode... No. Oh, maybe that was what I was going to say. Yeah, so I'm sure DE must be looking at the numbers. They must do. They must be looking at the game modes. And is it your go-to game mission to farm void stuff?
Oh, fuck no.
No. I'm really hoping they look at the numbers and go, right, well, we need to make serious changes to this. But, so, when things like this happen, and it's something which should come up in statistics, I'm going to be cynical again. Either DE will spot it and go, we must improve this game mode so that it is used, because it is good content, it's already made, it just needs a little bit of tweaking. Or they'll just not do anything and say, well, the other game modes are doing fine, that's not enough, and then never touch it again. So those are our outcomes, and nothing in between.
I feel that they needed to double down with the Zariman, right? Angels of the Zariman, because they gave us this really nice basic thing with the Zariman, and so they gave us this basic thing with Angels of the Zariman. And it was great because it brought people back. But they didn't double down. They didn't expand it. Right? Like, what if they added in... Like there was only one hard-ish challenge to do with the Incarnon weapons.
Yeah.
Ish. It was like, what was it? Get 8 headshots without reloading.
Yes, on the Angel.
Which you just fucking sneezed at and your job done.
We just put multi-shot.
Yeah. So, but the rest of them are like, what are these? There's no reason to do this stuff, right? There's like, it's like building a world-class monument, right? But you can only look at it from the front gate. Well, no, let people come in and see it, right? Give tours. Go into detail. Talk about the architect. Do anything, right? But there's nothing there. They could have given us more mission types. They could have given us artifacts like in the codex, like in the Cephalon Samaris's not Samaris. Ordis's memory.
I'll tell you what they could have given us.
What?
We could reuse the vault keys. Have some Zariman vaults.
Yeah. Yeah, there you go. You have to get some vault keys, the dragon keys. You have to turn the dragon keys into
void infused
angel keys.
Dragon keys.
I like angel keys. Void keys.
No, we
already have void keys.
Void dragon keys. Or Dragon
Say
Void
Dragon
keys.
Void. Yeah, Dragon Void keys. There we go.
Drop the
Nice
Dragon,
rolls off.
Dragon Void keys.
Right.
Ah!
Phoenix keys. I don't know. It's
Yeah,
fucking
come on.
Basilisk key. Anyway, right. So the whole point is, and you could put the vaults in there, and you could put mods in the vaults, and again, just give it more longevity, right? Because the derelicts, I'm pretty sure the derelicts exist. I'm gonna trust your memory on this one, not my one. Did the derelict mission types exist before the vaults?
No, the derelicts were released with just missions, which mainly was like go kill it for Necros, and then later they were like, oh look, vaults. I'm like, oh okay, that's cool.
So yes, they did.
So the derelict, yeah, I didn't know which way you said that. Sorry, my brain is too hot. The derelicts came before the void, the vaults.
The vaults. Yes, right, okay. And again, they could do that. They could double down and they could add in vaults to the Zariman.
Yeah.
Right? You know, it could be oh god, what's the I can't remember the name of the Cephalon, the one that does all the teaching, right? It could be that what you call it? That Cephalon's lost and found, you know, as a joke.
Oh,
but again,
I think you push it one step further. The fact that on a run, everyone has to use their key, and it's not just a vault, but the vault has several doors within it, and you have to.
Oh, that's awesome!
You know, you open the first door, but then there'll be 3 doors, and depending on which key you use first, maybe, or you know, and you gotta.
I tell you what, ABC rotation, the rewards. So it's like the. Do you remember the? Oh god, what's the name of that stupid? The challenge rooms. There was one where you've got like the 4. It's like the 3 doors, 4 doors, 4 doors, and you had to get all the way down. It's trivial now because of Parkour 2.0.
Oh yeah,
but
yeah,
you had to get all the way down there, and on Parkour 1.0, it was like so difficult to do.
Yeah.
Like you could do something similar where you have multiple doors, and everyone has to use a key in order to open up the next reward.
Yeah.
You know, and the best rewards could be behind the last door.
Yep.
So yeah, they needed to double down, and they didn't. They just basically said, "There's the mission types." I think it's because they rushed off to do Deviri, and that's the problem.
Gotta do Deviri.
All right, should we move on to the replies? Loz is like, no.
See, this is the thing where I miss them bringing back small weekend operations, small weekend tactical alerts. Why can't we have, and the Zariman, because you've got it kind of disappears in the narrative, but it's all supposed to be this sort of thing of defending what's left of the Zariman from being taken from the void. At first, you know, that's how they describe it. Why can't we have like a push for this weekend? It'll be the Armageddon weekend, and so there's bonuses for everyone if it plays Armageddon, and if enough people play it, we get this reward, and if not, we get this reward, and you know, just at least to incentivize people doing that game mode. And you know, they've made the game mode, they've put it in the game, they've done all the voice acting, they've done all the testing, it's functional, and then they just seem to just abandon it. You know, I'm sure they could have done more with it.
I do wonder how much of it is their choice. How much is it the high overlords of DE saying, "Oh no, you've released this, now go straight to the next thing." It's like, no. We've released the basic version. We need some TLC. No. Next thing, next big thing.
I think that is an answer we will probably never get an answer to.
Have you heard that Overwatch 2 is not going to have loot boxes, by the way?
Have you heard that Overwatch 2 won't have its bloody PvE till next year?
Fuck, what? Oh my god.
PvE is not ready, we're getting it next year. You can pay now for access to the... Yeah, well, they'll bring it up at some point. But it's like you're paying access for more PvP. You get like... I don't even know. It's weird. Is it not... When you say it's not having loot boxes, what do you mean? I didn't hear that.
I've seen an article from IGN saying that they're not bringing in loot boxes.
Well, you know, it's not. You know, you don't buy it separately anymore, right?
What do you mean?
Just if you've got Overwatch 1, you get Overwatch 2. You just and now that Overwatch 1 is free, as I recall, just everyone gets Overwatch 2 for free. It's not a separate thing anymore.
Only the multiplayer.
No, it wasn't said. I think what they'll do is that Overwatch 2 is free, but the PvE game modes or game things will be separate mini purchases. I mean, Overwatch 2 is free. Oh yeah, Overwatch 2 is completely free, but all this additional content is additional.
I ended up seeing a Belloir video where he discovered yet more layers to the
Diablo Immortal.
Diablo Immortal, yeah, like loot transaction, hellhole. It like more of it opens up when you get to like level 45.
45.
Yes, you get to level 45, and there's supposed to be like more areas of monetization.
Well, really?
Yeah,
I haven't seen them.
I'll find the video for you.
I'm level 57, 58.
I'll find you the video.
Okay, yeah. Anyway, back to this. So we don't have, sadly we don't have to. Well, sadly, gladly we don't have to suffer with those kind of things in Warframe.
Oh thank
now.
God.
So yeah, move on to the replies. So, I wish the rotation would simply be A, B, C for Armageddon. Would speed up the runs so much. Would feel less like a drag.
I
assume
initially, sure.
Is it A, B, B, C or something, or is it A,
no,
A, B, C?
A, B, C.
You see, and that's what it annoys me that's the. Now someone correct me if I'm wrong, because then maybe there is a different game mode that does run on ABC or something. But AABC is like, oh well, that's what we've always used before, so we have to use it again. Like, why?
The only one that I know that doesn't do that is arbitrations, which when you hit C, it stays on C.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's because otherwise, yeah, it's to encourage you to actually try and push, because nobody's going to go through more A's in arbitrations. You just leave and do another one. Yeah. So you have to encourage people to stay. So that one's at least different.
Actually, to be fair, I would argue that something like this, you should just get, like, if it's something that takes a long ass time, just put everything in the same drop table, right? And then just give you 3 rewards from it. Like, why bother? Why bother putting in these rotations when it just takes so goddamn long to get there?
Yeah. Yeah, and then yeah, if the chances were fair, then yeah, that could be interesting. It'd also be interesting to be like, oh yeah, finally you put the effort in, you're like, oh, big loot payout time, and you could get really lucky.
I'm thinking to myself right now, Loz.
Oh, dangerous.
Didn't you record footage with me earlier this week? Why are you playing?
Only 45 minutes worth.
Oh, fair.
So you were like,
right,
I'm tired.
It was 11 p.m.
It's 11 p.m. and I'm tired. That was Xeno. That was a true representation of what Xeno was like a few days ago.
Wow. This is the shit I get.
What time is it now?
Yeah, I mean, it's 11:25 because we didn't start until.
Where's your I'm tired.
Why do you think I went to go get some caffeine?
I don't want a former. Go away, former. Former can suck.
Anyway.
I need ducats.
But yeah, right. Okay, should we move on to the next reply?
Not just drops. Need integration for Zariman nodes into rest of the game. Mainly fissures and incursions. 2 things people care to play at any stage of the game.
Definitely give you fissures.
Definitely give you fissures. I was just thinking that, yeah, it's like, can you have fissures of the void in the void? Well, yeah,
yeah, you can.
Fissures.
You can do void. You could just do void missions, and with because that's where all the Axie relics are, aren't they?
Are they?
So yeah, most of the Axie based missions are in the void.
Ooh.
I'm pretty sure. Go have a look.
But have I done? Did I do it?
I don't know. Did you?
This Meso Neo Axie. Have I not done Axie?
Go have a look at Axie.
Pluto.
Is that the only Axie one there?
Yeah.
Oh, bloody hell. If it's like a corrupted one, it's in the Wait, what's that one? The down, that one. Up one. The
Mesa?
one no, down one. That
Neo.
one. Right? Where is it?
Void.
In the void. There you go.
Just
So you can
Neos.
get them in the void.
Neos.
No. I think it's just like any of them you just get in the void.
Okay.
I thought it was Axie, but it seems like you can get any of them in the void. Anyway, what were we talking about? So
Fissures and incursions.
Which one's incursions?
Let me quit. Incursions aren't those? That's arbitration. That's Requiem.
Oh, is it the? Oh crap! What's it? Steel Path.
Yeah, Steel Path. Incursions.
Are those
yes.
incursions?
Yes,
Yep, there you go.
incursions.
Yeah, again, I'd be down for that. Next reply.
Need to yawn. I'm so tired. Right, where are we up to?
You should get some caffeine. You should go
No.
to the shop earlier and get some caffeine.
No.
Also, you're really loud right now and in my ears.
No. To be honest, the issue isn't getting credits. It's not getting enough. If the power was even 70% of index, I'd run Void Armageddon more just for the change of scene.
I'm going to ask the same thing I ask every single time. Are void credits really a problem?
Void? What do you mean? No, then
Sorry,
no,
no, our credits are a problem.
Some people do. Some people farm credits. Some people spend a lot of credits. Yeah.
So, yeah. Yeah, again, I wouldn't be opposed to that, but it's just like you always have a loot cave somewhere for something. So index is for your.
That's true. You can have a loot
credit.
cave, but then also there are anemic caves, and sometimes you need to have an assessment. You need the cave inspector to come by now and then, do an assessment of all caves, and nerf those loot caves and buff those anemic caves.
I think you'll have problems if you nerf them.
No, well, not heavily. Like, little tweaks. That sometimes a loot cave can be too good of a loot cave. There will always be a loot cave, yeah, but sometimes the loot cave is too good and needs a little tweaking.
Fair.
Yep. There is a reason why the Hespar blade is currently 130 plat to buy. No one wants to put up with the worst designed game mode of the three.
No, I wouldn't say it's the worst design game mode of the three. I dislike shit, is it Flood or Cascade? Which one's Flood is the one with the orbs in the air, isn't it?
Ooh, I was gonna guess that was Cascade. No, yes it is, yes, yeah.
Yeah.
And then Cascade's the one with the shoot 3 things, then kill a thing, then defend the thing.
Yeah. See, I think that one's the best one. I'd say Flood is the worst.
Flood is the worst.
I think Flood's the worst because it feels so fiddly to me to actually grab those stupid orbs. Like, it doesn't feel like there's enough of a response to when you're actually grabbing them. And it just feels like I may or may not have grabbed that thing. I'll turn around and actually see if I have. Oh, I have.
Play more Titania.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, you're not wrong. You're not wrong at all. Yeah, okay. But yeah, I think it's a little bit harsh, but still, the problem is it just takes so damn long. If taking too long is what constitutes as the worst game mode, I mean, you're not wrong.
Yeah. I should pick that one to give someone some.
Oh, actually, there was more to that post. I just realized.
Oh, Flood is good. Cascade is absolutely amazing.
Yeah, I'll say Flood is all right.
There you go. Well, the next reply is tower defense is fun though. Is it real tower defense?
No, it's not real. It's not real tower defense.
Do you know?
I still
would
still
love.
enjoy throwing the towers around.
I would love a proper tower defense game mode in Warframe where you use they repurpose the like tactical menu with the railjack to control your turrets. You know, we've already got a menu that lets us do stuff, so yeah.
I'm thinking about this.
I think
I know where you're coming from.
I'm going. I'm going, Cat Niger.
The issue is you would have to have it where you wouldn't be able to access that interface unless you were in the room, or maybe on a specific terminal in the middle of the room, right?
Why?
Well, I mean, if I could start setting up the towers in like 3 rooms over.
No, a tower defense, a proper tower defense wouldn't have a massive map. We're talking a maximum like 5 tiles for the whole thing, because you just need enemy spawns to come in, and then you just need the area for the enemies to fight over.
So we're talking a brand new thing rather than something to add into.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No. I was talking about proper tower defense, like full proper tower defense.
Yeah, I'd be down for that. I'd be concerned about how the game engine will handle it, but I'd totally be down for it. What is up with that shield?
I don't know. It's vanished from the universe now, which is good. It's very good.
Very good.
Yep.
Okay, cool. And then the last one.
Bruh, this is like 90% of content in Warframe. Bruh. Like, bruh.
I think that's a little too harsh. It's definitely 90% of recent content.
Bruh.
But yeah, okay, fine. Right, I think that's it for this topic. So unless you have any final thoughts, shall we move on to the next topic?
Right, so if I push that, push back, and pause.
Yeah?
Pause.
All right, so now we're going to move on to topic 2, which I think we said mere moments ago. And this one, this was a topic back from 2014.
Okay.
Black Market Game Mode, and this was actually written by Mogamu.
Ooh.
So yeah, I thought this was actually quite interesting. So I basically have taken his TLDR. But there is a much more to the topic of things. So, with the increasing number of players at high mastery level, we're seeing an increase in frustration in the lack of content aimed at them. The solution is a harder game mode. This game mode should offer fair and predictable yet unique rewards. Inspiration from games like Diablo, where weapon stats are random to a limited degree. Give players their own mission creation tools outside of alerts and invasions. Create a unique tier of weapons from previous, older, and underused weapons. Reinforcing proper party building and team play, which has the mentality of, crap, that was hard. Anyone have a Trinity?
Yeah.
So it's interesting how things have and haven't changed, right? For example,
so remind me again, what date was this?
2014.
Wow,
March 2014.
This is very early.
This is before
everything.
Lisette. Yeah. So before Mirage, before the Lisette and everything. So now, some of these elements DE did sort of like implement the reuse of older underused weapons and things like that. We saw that with the Syndicate weapons and primes and stuff like this.
And also Riven dispositions.
Yep, Rivens with the whole random stats and things. But the one thing I really want to highlight on is giving players their own mission creation tools.
Right.
This was something that they spoke about in, I want to say 2013 or 2014. 2014, I think, where players should be able to create their own missions and stuff. They were talking about like doing this for quests and things, but that never saw the light of day. Now, there was a video that I think I linked you from oh god, Frost Giant Studios. The upcoming, is it oh crap, why can I not remember any of these details?
Oh, actually, I remember the thing you linked, but I don't remember watching it thoroughly. Yes, you mean the not Warcraft RTS. Wink, 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 wink.
Right, it's Stormgate, and it was done by Giant Grant Games. So the whole premise that so this channel specializes quite heavily in how to play like StarCraft and StarCraft 2 in unique and interesting ways. Things like, you can't lose a unit. This is going to be a marine only run, so on and so forth. And he even explains how sometimes you have to break the rules in order to complete the missions. So, really, really interesting videos, at least from my part, because I love RTS games. But one of the things that was really interesting was his research into why RTSs don't really translate the activity from single player to multiplayer, right? People play the single player and then will often stop playing the game. I think it was like 23% of the single players will go into the multiplayer, right? Some people will just play the multiplayer and not touch the single player at all. But there was one thing that was really interesting, and that was the modding side of most of these RTSs. Typically, RTSs that just fall by the wayside don't have any form of modability whatsoever. The ones that stick it out are typically the moddable ones. And when I think StarCraft 2 launched without modding capability, they could see a huge uptick in activity as soon as modding was available. And I think we would see that here. If you actually had user-generated content in terms of missions, I think the Warframe player base would be a lot more active if they could create missions.
Yeah.
It
depends how much control you give players and how much freedom of what they can build. But I definitely agree with you. Yeah, if it is nice and interesting how deep the options that people have in the construction of these missions, it will definitely tap into a certain type of gamer who'd be very interested in it.
Yeah, and I think we'd start seeing the potential for new game modes, right? Game modes that DE could then support and go like, right, we're going to take this idea that Bob over there has put together, and we're going to make it a proper game mode.
The problem at this day and age is I don't think they could push that because the Warcraft 3, StarCraft 1, 2, I think that's where these game modes were really pioneered. StarCraft 1, then Warcraft 3, then StarCraft 2.
Yeah.
We're still talking PC. We're not talking console.
Yes.
And so this would be something for PC really only Warframe. All Warframe probably could enjoy the outputs, but the creation tools would, especially if you want it to be actually have the ability to affect game triggers, triggers for when things happen and thus creating game modes. For instance, I used to see in those kind of Warcraft 3 things crazy games like they were trying to be like The Thing, or one person's a vampire, and this sort of thing. You have to affect randomizers and different gameplay loops for different players that would be completely random. It requires a PC UI to really get to grips with that kind of stuff.
Yeah, you'd need like a PC to actually, or heaven forbid, a Mac to actually put the thing in place, right? Here's the mission type, so on and so forth. But nothing really says that the end result can't be shared with all platforms, which is what you're saying.
Yeah, well, because it's things like, though, I mean, Mario Maker is the more modern-esque thing for this kind of freedom. Yeah. But at the same time, although people have been very creative for that, there is, so many triggers and whatever, and it is a 2D map, which is quite restrictive. It doesn't, compared to what you could do with the, let's say, the one I know best, which is Warcraft 3 map generator tool. You could do a lot with that. You could make a whole game with that. It was really quite powerful.
Yeah, not only that, but there's also the reliance on knowing some of the really super weird quirks of Mario. Like, if certain items got too far away from the visible screen area, they cease to exist. Right? And they don't come back. Yeah? So it's stuff like that. So I would be totally down. I think we are too late down the line now for them to be able to make these player mission tools. And I do think that they would have the hardest time with updating elements of the game, right? What happens if there was a pit, right? So like someone made a mission type, which was this giant pit, and like, you couldn't get from from A to B. What you had to do was effectively like basketball. You had to like throw something at a target in order to get it. So you couldn't cross this pit. And then DE released Titania. Oh, well, Titania can just fly across. Oh, well. Okay, then. So it can be difficult. How can you make sure that these maps are still viable? These missions are still viable with DE not being constrained in what they are doing.
DE not being constrained.
Yeah, so like, let's say someone builds stuff that's completely dependent on Parkour 1.0, right? DE turn around and go Parkour 2.0. Completely ruins the experience of the original map design. Yeah?
What are you talking like for future proofing?
Kind of.
Why can't I pick anything? What's going on here?
Have you got a relic on you?
I did. Insufficient. Oh, reactant. Oh my god, I'm not picking up reactant. What am I doing? What am I doing? I'm being a special person. Being very special. Special boy. Failing. Yes, reactant. Duh. Ah, dear. Poor Gauss. Yeah, sorry. Back to this.
More reactant.
I mean, you are really thinking that people have nigh almost unlimited ability to be able to produce a game mode.
No, it's not that I'm concerned about. It's more the fact that someone may make something, the fan base, the player base likes it a lot, DE changes something, ruining it, and then the player base complaining until they put it back. That's the problem I'm foreseeing with giving players the mission creation tools.
Yeah, well, you'd have to be very slow and safe and tentative, and you'd release it very weak at first with the goal of adding to it slowly, so that you don't allow people. Because the thing is, when you allow players to, at some point, I don't know if you know this, so players will find a way to abuse the system to produce something which was never intended, is what you're saying.
Yes.
Yeah, this already happened.
No. That's not what I was talking about. I was talking about, like, someone makes the Dota equivalent for Warframe, everyone loves it. DE changes one element of Warframe, that game mode is completely useless now, can't be played. Everyone kicks off.
Well,
that's what I'm talking about.
If it was, that's the kind of positive spin on it, because you're saying it's something unique and worth saving, like a whole game mode that spawned an entire gaming genre. That's a bit much. I do remember something similar was with Assassin's Creed Odyssey.
Right.
That's a game where there was microtransactions consisting of things like a one-time purchase to permanently double all your XP gains.
Right.
So it was like, like the boosters that we have in Warframe, but it was a permanent pay.
Yeah.
Pay Ubisoft money to permanently
Yeah.
reduce the grind. It was just very stupid. Senseless almost. They made the problem and then charged you for the solution of the problem they made, kind of thing.
Right.
And they let people make their own sort of like missions, and people made incredibly short, super EXP rich missions. That they were like 3 rooms, but they'd give the equivalent of like several bosses of EXP because they put the maximum EXP for the minimal effort that the system would allow, and then they So Ubisoft came and went, "No, you're not allowed to do this," and took it away from everyone. Yeah. I think I'm not sure. Obviously, I'm not an expert because I see. My understanding is that people actually prefer doing it because loads of people were setting up these maps for people to do, and so everyone's doing it. Then after they abused it, after Ubisoft fixed it and removed that feature, it almost practically killed the make your own game mode thing because it was just like this. It could never. I think they went so harsh on the correction that it meant that not only was it not the most optimal thing, but it was just a waste of time to even try these game modes, no matter what people put in them from then on. They overcorrected the other way.
I remember, I think the best one, realistically, is Minecraft. In Minecraft, people could create these mob farmers, right? Where it's just the monster farmers and things, which were effectively these giant cages really high up in the air with waterfalls that the mobs would fall into the waterfall, fall to their death, and then all the resources and everything were just funneled down and put into a chest, and then the players could pick them up later, right? And Mojang would change it again and again and again on how monsters would function to prevent these mob farmers from working, right? And it's just like, you've got to understand, people will find a fucking way.
Yeah.
Right? So yes, you're right. DE would need to come up with some very special tools to allow this sort of thing without it being abusable. But at the same time, maybe it's a case of these missions don't net resources. These missions don't net experience, or something that's like, it's fun to play around with and dick around with and things like this, more than it is to gain anything else. Because people made things like Dota, and people love. I remember Computer Video Game Society at university. Everyone loved to play Dota.
Yeah.
Everyone would be on it for like hours at a time.
Yeah, you don't need to mention that. It's a game mode and it's a made-up game mode within the thing, which has become a global esport. Yeah, you don't have to mention university. Those things. Like, no, it is a global phenomenon.
But the point is, they weren't getting anything back from it. They weren't keeping progress. They weren't getting rewarded for doing it. It was just this fun, self-contained experience.
Yeah, the MOBA. Yeah, the MOBA was,
and they loved doing it.
Yeah.
Right. So
yeah,
it's changed a lot now because stuff can carry over, right? Because you got the account experience.
Because now the account is bent around that game mode. Yeah, obviously.
Yes. Yeah.
But so yeah, it could be interesting to see if it's to that degree that people could build, let's say, tower defenses, MOBAs, mystery games into Warframe. But I think I'm not sure how it is now, but those were the kind of the really good days for Blizzard. The history. And so to give people a map editor with that level of power and functionality is like a unique thing, I think, that they were able to produce. I don't think DE would be able to get Warframe into that kind of level of map editing stuff. when it comes to my idea of what I would expect them to achieve with player-built missions in Warframe, would be more along the lines of that the player generated stuff is that there's sort of like your clan has X many resources to offer, you know, of a particular resource that they can offer up to people to do a mission, and they were you know you'll let's say green tokens, you know, your clan has 100,000 green tokens, and you can get people to run, you can offer for people to run missions on your behalf, and they will gain green tokens for you, but it will produce red tokens for the clan, and then the clan will be able to use those red tokens for something else, and then they'll acquire green tokens through us other means. So it's just and it's more to do with a sort of permanent universe, EVE Online kind of setting up contracts kind of thing, than the whole producing a level and doing the whole map editing thing. Because it's just, you know, things like, so a game where, let's just look at my character now, where I'm playing the Scouse, and you'd have to set it that if I choose the side, the left or the right, no matter where I do, you'd have to put a event trigger when I pass this last bottom rung of the stair, that then some event trigger happens, but then there's another event trigger here, and trying to put event triggers to make things happen in a 3D space, and then make sure those triggers don't brick the game, because that's the other thing. You have to remember that this has to work on consoles to the point it doesn't brick the game, and people producing things like a MOBA, that for all the positives, oh dear, hang on, I'm gonna have to do something here. I completely forgot what time it was, and I'm gonna have to stop the recording because I'm gonna lose it. Stop. Right, hello everyone. So, yes, my hiccup there. The key thing I was saying about how is that if these things with these triggers is really complex, and one of the things you have to worry about, especially with Warframe being on Switches, consoles, and soon phones, is that people could make game modes which could brick the machine that it's on. That is a real possibility if you give them the level of control that you're thinking of.
So that is entirely valid, right? And I think that first off, this was successfully achieved with the Portal map generator, because Portal introduced this, well, Valve introduced this system that allowed players to make puzzles within the game, right? It was a very rudimentary editor, but it was good enough to do the job. It was nowhere near as powerful as, let's say, the Warcraft editor or anything like that.
Yeah.
But it was still good enough to allow people to make viable
Existing missions and their own creative thing. Yeah,
Yeah,
it would have to be
exactly.
like that. I mean, but D's already done that sort of similar to that level of thing when they've got the obstacle course generator. You know, they can let people generate stuff that has small triggers and things.
Yes.
But it's, you know, it's just.
But what I would kill for goddamn proper mouse to do that.
Yeah.
Right? I'm sorry, but anyone that's tried to do any of the customization, there are so many things wrong with it. Like we are talking that, oh, in order to place this catwalk, you have to, like, you know, Control Shift Alt Z, spin your mouse upside down a few times, and, you know, what's called, put Dorito crumbs in your PC, because, like, it is so fiddly to try and line things up, because it's not been built with this level of control in mind.
Yeah.
Right? Things just don't mesh. It's like you could spend half an hour just trying to get these two pieces of catwalk to sit next to each other and not horrifically clip into each other. So if we had a proper editor, we could go so much further. Right? You know, so yeah, again, like what could they achieve? What, you know, it's hard to say. I think we are far beyond that line now. It's like it's far too late for Warframe. However, if DE did look to make a new game and things like that, they should consider user generated content in terms of levels and things. Because Frost Giant Games, they've turned around and said like the level editor is like the first thing we're working on, right? We need a level editor that players can work with that allows them to do this sort of thing, because that's what brings in the longevity for RTS games. I think it's just games in general.
It's true. And it's a real shame that we didn't get a bit of a resurgence with that with Warcraft 3 Reforged, but then Blizzard, first of all, didn't build a complete product, and then secondly, do you know the restrictions they put on that?
No.
Anything in Warcraft 3 Reforged, the custom maps you make, you do not own.
Yes, I remember that now.
Just in case, because they, they're so bitter that they lost the golden goose apparently through their own, when it was all Warcraft 3. And it was, Dota All Stars, where it was. The people said, "Hey, we'd love to work with Blizzard." They're like, "Nah, whatever, whatever.
Yeah.
Your silly game mode, whatever. Most played gaming, nah." So they literally could have been like, "Oh well, we're going to bring these people in, and we're going to make this an official part of Warcraft 3, and yes, and sign these contracts." And instead, they let the golden goose slip through their own hubris. And they don't want it again, and so they've strangled all future creativity because of that mix-up, the mistake they did in the past.
I'd love to know how much was Activision, how much was Blizzard, because a part of me feels like Blizzard would be like, "Yeah, no, we don't want to do this. You can have it. It's all yours." And then Activision like, "No, golden goose, ours, golden goose."
No. What do you mean in the past or for the future?
In the past.
No. What do you mean Activision saying no, they didn't want anything to do with the Dota people. The Dota people said, "We'd love to work with Blizzard," and they were like, nah. But the Blizzard Activision side were like, yeah, they said no. So it was like Activision being, I don't know if it was a bean pusher or something. It was like, whatever, we can't sort that out. I'm not you know what I mean? A HR person. Yes. I'm not sorting out some useless contract to do with that. Whatever.
Yeah.
Or if it was just, they were like, "Oh, we can build better game modes than your silly little Dota thing. Oh, that's nice. You go play that. We're Blizzard. We'll come up with a better version. And you do your own thing." And they were like, "Okay, we're gonna go sign this contract with Valve then. You sure? Oh yes, that's fine. Okay. We're making billions now. What?"
Yeah.
So it was,
Right.
But I think it was both sides. I think it was Blizzard being, Activision probably was like for like a HR kind of thing or a bureaucracy thing, and Blizzard I think were like, "Oh yeah, we're Blizzard. We're Blizzard. What are you talking about? We're Blizzard. You can't make a game better than our game in our game. We're Blizzard.
Yeah.
We're Blizzard. Blizzard, baby."
Man. Do you remember all those game modes that they showed off during the Wings of Liberty showcase? So like, look at the cool stuff you'll be able to do with our editor. And like, none of it came out.
Did none of it come out?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Anyway, right, so some of the other points that were raised in this. Harder game modes. Harder game mode, Steel Path, right? Sorry. The Diablo stat altering stuff, we got ribbons, right?
Yeah, we did, yeah.
We used to have trials, right? The whole proper party building, team coordination, we used to have trials. They went away. I think for justifiable reasons. They should come back. The problem I feel is the harder game modes don't reward. Now, this is a horse that we have unfortunately flogged to the point of a skeleton.
Yeah.
You disgust me playing this. I'm joking, obviously. But yeah, so it's.
I'm just like, I can just not pay attention and just like, yeah, I'm listening to you more.
You could AFK.
I could, but then there'd be no good footage.
AFK.
I've got to see. Maybe that they, it was. Whoever came up with this idea the first year was like, good. It was original. It was exciting, and it's really cool, and it's even a bit comedic. It hits all the buttons. It was like, wow, this is a summer surprise, and it was great fun. I wonder how they'll iterate on it and improve in the future.
They did.
I wonder how they'll iterate. I wonder how they'll iterate and improve. No. I just keep releasing the same thing again.
Yeah. Until it starts creating bugs, and then they stop releasing it.
Yeah.
And then it goes away. So I feel that the problem is that we've got the harder content, but no one's playing it because it's not rewarding.
Yeah, no, there is a fundamental base thing in Warframe. Not talking about like rewards from a mission. Let's say like here's your defense reward for round C. You know, those things are fine. But there is a core thing with Warframe of I fight enemies on Earth and I kill them and get what? I fight enemies, 1,000 add 1,000 levels on them. I fight them and get what? And really, it's just like, oh, a little bit more affinity. What? That's it?
Yeah.
Same drops tables, same drop chance, no, okay, and now at least we've got Steel Path, which kind of fixes that in some ways at least. But it's still, again, not the best solution. But you know what I mean? It's like...
No, because Steel Path doesn't reward anything unless you're doing the... shit, what was the bloody thing called? We read it out earlier.
Incursions?
Incursions. There's no incursions.
Oh,
right?
I thought anything in Steel Path could drop Steelies.
No. Only the...
Or was that how it used to be?
No, only the... Fuck, acolytes can drop them.
No, well, sorry, I'm thinking of the older version of Steel Path then. Do you remember when people used to do like 3 hours survival of it and get like a couple of hundred Steelies because they...
Yeah, but like, what's the rewards?
Yeah, then they have to exchange those Steelies for something. Yeah, there wasn't any reward on that. Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
And this is... I feels like there's a problem here, a fundamental problem here, where DE are pushing for us to be at this specific level of progression, but not giving us anything to do with that level of progression.
Well, yeah,
right.
they also keep giving you player power and then not an increased level of test to that player power as a, you increase like we were saying about Diablo earlier, like you level up your character in Diablo to do better dungeons or better rifts or whatever, which should ultimately give you better loot, which makes you stronger, which lets you do the next tier or next scaled up version of that content and then maybe that next raid boss or that next game mode that you couldn't do before.
But the issue here is that there's like, just by doing Steel Path doesn't mean that you're actually getting any rewards to do Steel Path again easier.
I can't remember. Isn't there arcanes or mods on Steel Essences?
Not that I'm aware of.
Oh.
There could be, but again, like another part of the game is the fact that it's just so overly complicated now.
Yeah.
Like the whole arcane system is just tell me what I want to plug in. I don't really give a fuck anymore. Tell me what to plug in and I'll do it.
Yep, show me the build. I don't want to think about what the build is. Just give me a copy paste super build.
There's just too much now. I can't remember it all.
Yeah. Have you seen that new video by Nazeth showed me, Mr. Warframe guy?
No.
Who shows... Oh, God. It's like Excalibur's back on the menu, boys. Get some of the Incarnate weapons. Get some weird mods, including things like increase your airtime.
Yeah.
And then you just hover, and then some of the Incarnate weapons affect Exalted Blade. So I think you level up the Incarnate weapon, go into the Incarnate form, get your Exalted Blade out, and then you just do a bajillion damage while hovering in the air.
Fucking why? Oh, but yeah. So this is my take on it. I feel that if you're going to introduce harder game modes, you need to have a reward for it. One of the great things about raids or the trials was the fact that you were rewarded with arcanes, but then the arcanes moved on to eidolons and orphics and all that stuff. So when trials come back, what are we going to get? We're going to get our third arcane slot. It's the only way you can get it. And it's like, why? Just fucking like. I don't understand why we have arcanes when arcanes are just a slightly different mod.
Well, they are, yes. They're just different forms of mod slots. But it's just that... So, it's the route they took to make them.
Uh-huh.
There was the original... They thought, let's follow the Team Fortress 2's way of doing things and add in funny hats that do things, cosmetic, that gave you, stat buffs and things. And then they realised that some of them were really good and basically mandatory, and everyone was using them. Like Rhino, for instance. There was the Vanguard helmet, which was just made Rhino better. It just corrected the imbalance in his movement speed, which was one of his limitations. So there was no reason really. I can't remember what the negative was, like a little bit of health or armor or shields or something. Just meaningless compared to just the movement speed, which was really good to get in the helmet. And then they were like, there was complaints that people were saying that the arcanes then forced you into a particular look because you had to use the particular alt helmet to get that buff. And people didn't like this, so they were like, oh, well, let's try and separate the buff from the look, because people love the cosmetic side of Warframe, which is both a blessing and a curse.
I swear arcanes went away for a while.
No. So let me follow through.
They came back with... Okay.
So then they separated them out so that you could... that there was the non-cosmetic... Sorry, there was cosmetic-only versions of those helmets, and the arcanes were something you would attach to a helmet or to a cape. Because they at first were like, oh, well, you can put them on capes, so you can have the helmet and the cape. So that it was like they were the two separate things, and they were separate. And then they were like, oh, well, let's put other things you can put in these two slots. And then it just expanded out from there. And then they became separate slots rather than... Because they were tied to that... you could apply it to a helmet, but you were stuck on... It was stuck on that cosmetic. So it was like helmet and Syndana. So you would be sticking it on that Syndana, and you had to use that Syndana then because it had the arcane in it. And then they just freed it up, and then they were like, okay, so you've got these random stat buffs. And then they just started going, well, we need a reward for this new piece of game mode. Let's come up with more arcanes. We need a reward for this piece of game mode. Let's make another arcane.
Deep thinking.
Deep thinking.
What if we had arcanes that were like ribbons?
I mean, you're right. They're basically like another type of mod. So yeah, you could do that.
I wonder how people would feel about that.
X buff to X on X with X weapon. Sorry, X buff to X, Y, Z, A, I don't know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah, that's what they all basically are. It's to get an increase of this percentage to this stat when you use this weapon, and this happens. And that's all they really are.
Under these conditions, yeah.
Yeah. You could randomize the hell out of that.
Yeah.
Most of them.
A large part of me is just wondering, like, why is it we have such a tiny pool of available Riven mods when with Diablo you were able to get such vast arrays of RNG in the weapons and stuff, both games being online? And a part of me feels like it's the form of how they're holding the data for Warframe that means that you can't have that many.
No, it's that Warframe never invalidates the gear you get for a lot of it.
Oh.
Yeah, it goes back to, as we always say, about the way that Warframe isn't working on the expansion system. The expansion system where you invalidate this piece of gear, all of your gear, to replace it with better gear. Warframe never does that. I still have the same Serration mod from the very start that I'm still using. You never replace it with, that Serration, what is only a level 1 Serration. When you go to Steel Path, they start dropping Steel Serration, and it's like, 10 times as good as base Serration, but you're required to do that, so you're going to replace all your mods with the new set of mods. That's how Diablo works, is that, you go...
Well, it's not just that, but Diablo, you have limited capacity, be it in your inventory or in your stash. And
yes,
that's the problem. Warframe has infinite capacity.
yes, that too. But that's how Destiny 2 works more like Diablo, where you get more
You have
powerful
limited.
guns.
Yeah, but you also have limited stash capabilities. It
Yes.
incentivizes you to destroy them.
Yes.
Warframe doesn't.
No, Warframe never. In fact, for most of the stuff in Warframe, if you break something down, you don't get anything back for it. You sell a weapon, you sell a Warframe, you don't get some components back to build the next Warframe, build the next gun. It's a fundamental way to how the game is set up, and it's not going to change. I doubt it.
Really interesting.
Yes. But so the core of
Really.
Is there anything more? Because I am all for this player offering thing, but I think it should have fed more into the, as it says, it's called the black market thing. It should have been linked to the dark sectors. I really like.
Well, there was a lot more to the post. There was talking about different mission types, different reward types, stuff like this. But the post was very, very, very long. Loz is currently killing a moth with shoe polish.
Yep. Shot it.
Wow, I got that right.
Well, it was a dang long legs, and it is bug killer, but yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought it was actually genuinely shoe polish.
But it's a weird consistency, but yeah.
Anyway, shoot, what was I gonna say? Yeah, no, part of me feels like you should be rewarded more for destroying your Rivens. If players are incentivized to only hold on to the Rivens they want, that's a lot better.
Yes.
Yeah. But the problem is right now, there isn't really that level of incentivization, is there?
Well, they also could have made tiers of Rivens.
Yeah.
Instead of, having them all level up to 10 and make it like a mod, make it that's it, permanent, done. They could have made different levels of Rivens that the first tier of Rivens weren't really that good, but you'd level them up. Wouldn't take as much to get them to level 10, but you'd need them to power up your level 2 Rivens.
Well, what if you could valence your Rivens? So you could actually take... basically, you are turning 2 Rivens into 1. They have to be for... Oh, should they... Nah, I'm gonna be nice and say they don't have to be for the same weapon. Maybe the same weapon type. So primary, secondary, melee. Like how a Riven is for a specific type of weapon rather than a specific weapon itself. Yeah? You with me? And then you could say, you could valence the weapon, or the 2 Rivens. You turn 2 Rivens into 1 by effectively taking 1 stat and overwriting another one, right?
Yeah.
Now,
yeah, no, keep going. No, keep going.
If you have 2 positives, 1 negative, you can't alter that, right? On the recipient, you can't alter that. So you can't I'm going to add a 3rd positive. Nope, you can't do that. Right?
Yeah, I like that. Yeah, one thing I always hate about Rivens is that they should have always had a negative fixed. It had to be 2 positives, 1 negative, or fixed. So this
no. My point is you can't change the number of stats on the recipient. Yeah. And I think that would be a really big incentive to actually go through your Rivens and get the stat you want.
Yeah.
Right? So you can actually construct the Riven you want from stats of other Rivens.
Have you seen I think it's you unlock them at 56 in Diablo Immortal. I can't remember what they're called. Oh god, they're it's not necklaces, but icons or something. Oh, right. They're utterly ridiculous. It's this kind of system where you get them and you can upgrade them by smashing other ones, right? So you get them, and when you get it, it'll have 2% increase to this ability, I don't know, strafe damage for 1 ability. So it's 1 ability on 1 class. But when you upgrade it, it'll gain random other stats, which can be on from other classes. So I'm finally I found one of 2% strafe damage from my Demon Hunter, and then I upgrade it, and it gains 2% magic lance damage for mage, and then the 3rd time up it goes up to 5 abilities unlocked, and then it's jump damage for berserker, and then I take that level 5, when I get to level 5 and it's unlocked 5 abilities, which will all be level 2, I then turn it into a token with those 5 abilities on. I can then get a second one of these necklace gem things, whatever, and then I fuse the token which has the 5 onto it, and it has a random chance. It'll be random which one of the 5 it takes, and then it will re-roll the percentage from between 2 and 10%.
Fuck off.
Yep. I just do not understand. It's just a mess. It is RNG super mess up the yin yang. So I'm just saying, yeah, you can go to take that to the nth degree. I don't. It's just so mental, the amount of RNG in that. But you'll be doing that game system
and you
forever.
have to pay for it. Let me assume.
I don't. No, you don't have to. But I think there are options in the system to use money to do things. I'm not sure which.
There are.
Yeah, but you can just do all that randomly. I think maybe you can like pay to choose this to actually get out of the 5, get the stat you wanted, but then even then it'll roll between 2 and 10%. So yeah, it's just insane. It's so do be aware that you can, when preserving a stat in a system like that and trying to fuse it into another one, you can take it too far.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna fucking go that far. I can tell you that.
Blizzard took it all too far. Just yeah. But anyway, so but this system, when they're saying about making missions, game modes, I think is definitely still something that really needs to be in the game, and it'll add to create a lot of player interest and longevity. But I think it should be linked to something along the lines of either what we were meant to get with the Kingpin system, or something to do with dark sectors.
I'm just off the top of my head. I'm talking about like user generated kingpins. I would really like it if we could get our liches or sisters. We could sort of like invest in them more, and then we can use them to like go off do missions.
Yeah, same for our crew.
Maybe it's a case of we send them off to go do missions for a syndicate. Sorry, sneezing. We send them off to do missions for a syndicate. Maybe while you're doing a syndicate mission, someone else's lich or sister turns up, and you have to fight them,
Or fight with them.
I like the fight with them part. So, because let's face it, you're not going to lose against a sister or a lich.
Yeah, I don't like the idea of fighting someone's lich. It doesn't really make sense, Well, it's kind of cool, I guess. I don't know. Yeah,
it's kind of cool, but like, there's so many design limitations to it.
Yeah.
So yeah. There you go. I like
right.
that.
Shall we go to the replies?
Yes.
Okay, first one is very suitable for endgame. I love it.
Endgame.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. That they're just saying that it's endgame.
Yes.
No, nothing there was endgame. Is there some high-level content ideas there? Indeed, there is. Is it endgame? No. Great idea. This would be an excellent challenge for higher-tier mastery players with too many powerful weapons at their disposal. It would also breathe life back into more outdated weapons. +1.
I don't like the idea of randomizing weapon stats. Like that was a problem with the likes of Diablo, where oh my god. I remember playing with someone in Diablo, right? When you play Diablo, right, from the very start, from the very beginning, right? What do you do when you see a grey piece of equipment?
At the very start.
At the very start.
You probably use it.
Try again.
No, if you're at the very start, when you're not equipped with anything, and you find a great piece of gear, it goes in the slot. And then when you find a higher level one, it normally is higher. It doesn't have any stats, but it's just raw values better, so you equip it.
No. You'll find whites before you find greys.
Oh, sorry. I think the Emblems doesn't have both of those. It only has one.
Right. So when you find greys...
Oh, greys are pure junk. Yeah, greys are
right?
junk. Yeah.
Just leave it on the floor, right? Just don't bother picking it up, because you can't junk it for a while, right? So you leave it on the floor, right? You find whites. What do you do with whites?
I assume right at the start you might equip them.
You might equip them, and then you leave them on the floor.
Yeah.
And then you find blues, and then you pick up the blues, right? At the start, you will find so many more whites and greys that are, no matter what, trash compared to any blue.
Yeah.
And like the number of times I would play with people and they're like, oh yeah, I just got to sort through all this stuff. It's like, no, you don't. The sorting for the stuff is it white or grey? Yes. It's on the floor. You throw it on the ground. You know, it's like,
it on the ground.
You just don't. And like, and that's part of the problem is if you start seeing weapons like dropping from enemies, right? You're gonna have to start fucking checking the stats and shit. And like all of a sudden the gameplay just like grinds to a halt. Even if it's not even during the actual mission itself, because Warframe never does that, right? Say it's between missions. Everyone's gonna have to check their weapons that they get between missions. And like it's gonna drive people fucking insane.
Yeah.
It's just no bueno.
Okay. Honestly, I think it's a little complicated, and no one is going to farm the common, uncommon weapons because you get no mastery rank, and they would be better otherwise with legendary / rare, etc. Instead of variety, make it a ladder where you start at common, jump to uncommon, and finish at rare. Keep legendary unique, etc. to event exclusive, in my opinion.
Okay, so there is some validity in that, where you can actually upgrade a weapon to have better stats. I mean, that's pretty much the mod system as it is, but a different layer of it.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I'm still fine with it not being on the weapons.
Path of Exile, a free-to-play game, also does something similar to this idea for endgame content. It has more longevity than what's in place with Warframe right now, for sure.
I've tried to play Path of Exile, but every single time I do, someone's trying to drag me through by the ear, and I'm like, I have no idea what the fuck's going on. Can you please slow the fuck down?
Well, you could just play it by yourself.
Yeah, I think that's like, but it's happened to me like on 4 or 5 different occasions now, and I'm like, oh, I'm kind of done trying to play this. But yeah, I know Path of Exile has much better longevity than Warframe does.
Oh, and well, yeah. I know I'm going to do it, but because I watch him too much. But Just Try says to go. Diablo Immortal is one of the best things that ever happened for Path of Exile.
God,
because you just buy Path of Exile once, that's it. You're just gonna keep getting more content. It's just like, oh yeah, don't none of the silly monetizing stuff. It's ridiculous.
Do you buy? I thought no, Path of Exile's free, isn't it?
Is it free now? Originally, it wasn't.
Yeah, it's been Path of Exile's been free for a fucking long ass time.
It's been around for a long ass time as well, and it was not free.
This was a 2014 post.
Yeah, I know, but it wasn't. Path of Exile wasn't free at first.
Pretty sure it was.
No, I've watched. I remember Asmongold saying he had $20 in his account and he took 15 of them and used them to buy himself into the PoE beta.
Okay. Fair enough.
Last point is no love for the frames themselves? ? Otherwise, great idea.
Yeah, that's a fair point.
That's a more insightful point than ever, because one of the problems with Warframe in some ways now is that there's too many. It's not there's too many. No, I like Warframes and everything, but there's so many Warframes that it's like, well, and they all have to be viable. That you just go, well, a new Warframe comes out, and you're like, okay, that's nice. Some people it'll be their favorite Warframe and they'll play it, but for most people they'll just level it and forget.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I concur with that.
And for us old people, I think you'll agree with this. It does become very hard when a new Warframe comes out. Though we'll play it, it's very hard for us to get into our mindset what I would use this for, and actually step out my comfort zone of the frames I know to use that new frame.
Yep.
Yeah.
I concur.
Right, that's it for that topic. And we are winning. No, we're not. Oh, yes, we are. Yes. Yeah, so that's it for that topic. I do like these. It's interesting. Get discussions going. Yeah, so it's good.
Right, so let's move on to. I think it's the graphs next.
Yeah. Right, let's make the topic go bye bye. And then go graphs. Graphs.
Graphs.
Hey! I didn't have to push that a billion times to make that work.
I bet he did, really.
Yeah, there you go.
Right, so the first graph is how many hours have you put into Warframe? No word of a lie, you know who you are. Someone has put nearly 10,000 hours into Warframe. All right, 10,000 hours.
My word.
However, I have put these in two different categories to save sanity, right? So no one is between 0 and 1,000 hours. Everyone was over 1,000 hours. 6% was over between 4,000 and 5,000. 12% was between 1,000 and 2,000. 24% was between 2,000 and 3,000, and then 5,000 plus. And the majority, 35%, was between 3,000 and 4,000 hours.
Nice.
Yeah. Cool. So that's the first graph. I'm in the 3,000 hours. I think you're in the 2,000 hours.
Yeah.
Right. Do you feel players that complain about having nothing to do after 2,000 hours are justified? Right. 31% said yes, and 69% said no. What are your thoughts on this?
Alright, I should stop playing for a sec. Right, do you feel players that complain about having nothing to do with others are justified? I know I'm going to take an interesting thing. It's very similar to something's happening with the free-to-play players in Diablo Immortal as well.
Yeah.
They do reach a point at which the game actively is fighting back against them almost to not play.
Fair enough.
And should a game, if it's providing you with 2,000 hours, and it's like, there's only so much content developers can put out in X amount of time. There's no, and you know, they're trying their best. So it's like, oh god, I've put all this time in, I've done all this content, and now I want more, and I'm going to complain that there's not more. I can understand in some regards, but at the same time, they're not gods. They can only make so much content for you. So yeah, yes and no. It depends. Do you know? It actually depends on what the complaint is, I think.
Yeah, I'm very much in the same regard. If it's the fact that content is being brought to the... Sorry, I'm going to sneeze again. Stupid hay fever. Jeez. Anyway, sorry. If it's the fact that the content is being brought to the start of the game, I'm very much on the side of yes. Right? It's like, you know, for the love of God, you know, what about people like, again, bring it to the middle of the game, bring it to, you know, but bringing it right to the start is just like, ugh. Yeah. And again, you know, complaining about this stuff can come from a place of love. You want to see the thing grow and so on and so forth. So, but again, it's also things like, oh no, I'm complaining about it because this is too difficult. This is like, you know, you shouldn't change this. It's bad, and you know, again, that's a no. So it's entirely dependent on what they're doing.
Yep.
Right. So moving on to the third one. Did you like the community concept topic? 24% said that they didn't care, and 76% said yes.
No one said no.
No one said no.
Lovely.
Yep. Right. So the fourth graph is: would you like the Grineer Titan to appear and fight the other world bosses on open worlds? 12% said they didn't care. 12% said no, and 76% said yes.
Titanfall incoming.
Yeah, I'm very interested to know what why whomever said no. But I mean,
maybe they'll like it. Just they'd like it separate, and they don't like the idea of bosses conflicting. You know, I can appreciate that.
That's fair. Right, then we've got: how would you feel about that Grineer Titan only appearing when the Kuva Fortress is near the planet with an open world? 12% said negative, 53% said neutral, and 35% said positive.
Oh, it was just an idea, you know. So
yeah. So, then the last one, as usual. Now, a stupid question: how would you improve the Grineer Titan? 12% said make it tactical, make it black. 18% said muffin button. 24% said, what about a Titan in a Titan? And 47% said, Metal Grenier.
Metal Grenier?
Metal Grenier.
Metal Grenier.
Right. That is it for the graphs. And now it's supporter questions, I think. Yes, there we go. Supporter questions.
I have those. They are there.
Yep, you do.
Yeah, let's put them here. There we go. Right, from Zerugul, before we start the supporter questions, I'm going to ask everyone to make sure you're subscribed to the channel, like the video, and share it if you can. It really helps. This font is labeled Dwarf. That is a really weird font. It's almost like that some words are completely untouched, and some have, like, questions. The Q was completely changed. Very interesting font there, Zerugul. Would either of you like to give a quick rant about Diablo Immortal? I think I've already done a little bit of that. Yeah.
Oh, God. Fucking predatory marketing, Christ, or monetization. Jeez, it's utterly disgusting. Loz is actually playing it. Broke the game within 5 minutes. Like a champion. Still broken.
Still broken. It's still telling me to go do this thing. I'm like, not doing it.
And the more people play it, the more people are getting even more disgusted with it. Currently, the lowest ranked game in all of Metacritic. And
I personally don't think it's going to have long legs.
I'm surprised it has legs at all.
Yeah.
I'm kidding. But in all honesty, I hope. This is mean. This is very mean. I hope heads roll at Blizzard for this. I really genuinely do. I don't think they will, but I really hope they do.
I think backs are going to get patted.
Oh God! Congratulations! No one spent any money on your dog shite game.
I think lots of people spent a lot of money on your dog shite game. I don't think they will long term. I don't think it's going to have longevity, but I think it comes out. It's like, wow, game, Diablo, wow, and I think loads of people are going to put money into it.
You really think?
Yeah, I think they already have. I don't think long term though. The stupid thing is, it that doesn't often come up in the videos you might have watched.
Oh,
it's running on a server system, so people are isolated by servers. So I was quite worried at first. I was like, oh yeah, everyone's going to play this. No one else played it with me. But which server do I pick? I'm going to have to tell everyone to play this server. And to be honest, I don't know anyone else who played it. But it does really feel limiting that my server feels dead at times, completely already.
Wow.
Yeah, there's an 8-player raid thing, which is a complete joke, and sometimes, you'd think at this point it resets twice a week. I'd be able to push it and instantly get a queue. Sometimes I sit there waiting for 5-10 minutes just to find 7 other people to do a basic game mode with that everyone should want to do twice a week.
That's ridiculous.
Yep. It's also. Oh God! I mean, I can appreciate what they would. I think, on some ways, the key thing that is the ridiculous part, the main ridiculous part, is the gems, and some of that I can forgive because it is trying to come up with a long-term game mode that keeps people coming back to playing, and paying a bit. But it's gone too far. I mean, there's no. You've got to roll a 5-star gem. You can't even though there's like 1-star gems which are fixed with just like 1 star, 2-star which are fixed with 2-star, but then there's also like 3, 4, and 5-star, and the 3 and 4-star actually have like blanked out stars for the compared to the 5-star. Now I don't know if in the future you'll be able to upgrade those into raw 5 stars because it seems weird that. The 1-stars you just have 1 gold star, no grayed out stars, whereas these other ones have grayed out stars, indicating they're superior gems or whatever. But there's no pathway to upgrade those into the perfect 5-star gems, and then you need like 72 of the 5-star gems. It's ridiculous.
You saw that what's it called, Belluar video?
Yes.
Right? Yeah. Which basically goes into saying like, oh yeah, you've got these bundles that you can buy.
Yeah.
Right, and like. The value thing, right? The 800% value or whatever, complete fucking bullshit.
Yep.
Right? They're just fucking slapping percentages on for no. But like, oh yeah, the fact that those bundles, those really good value bundles, you have to buy all 3 of them. You can't just buy the top one. You have to buy all fucking 3.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, it's 90 quid. No, it's not fucking 90 quid. It's 100 and shit, was it 130
I
quid?
can't remember.
Yeah, it was
Stupid
something
amount.
absolutely outrageous. And because you have to buy all 3. It's like, what the fuck is wrong with you, Blizzard?
Yeah.
There you go, rant.
Yeah, I could rant more, but yeah, it's just terrible. And from a gameplay point of view, it does feel quite frustrating how hard that you can get the key crests, the main thing that you buy. I'm playing this. I'm almost maxed level, and I'm going to work onto Paragon soon. I've put no money into the game. I've gotten 1 crest, and I'll be able to get another one shortly, and that's it for like a month. That's it, 2.
Fucking ridiculous.
And that's it. It's like it's just awful. It's too stingy on the free-to-play thing, let alone the restrictive things that people worked out where if you, per day and per week, you can only get so many legendaries and things. That completely, that if you're not paying, you don't get. It's just terrible. It's terrible. Anyway, that's enough of that. And then if I may ask a follow-up, do you think DE has taken notice of said shenanigans? I don't think DE has, but obviously the people, the higher ups of people who own games companies do look at each other and think, oh, I want a piece of that pie. And if Diablo Immortal is going to make millions of dollars, which it probably will, they're also thinking, and also, to be honest, I'm thinking that, where's DE's Warframe app game?
Yeah.
I swear they could make a game which tags along to the side of Warframe, which people would buy.
Well, isn't that just Warframe on mobile?
No, it could do mini games, or it could do playing as the Grenadier, playing as the Corpus. It could be integrated into different things. It could be a tower defense. It could be a Clash of Clans style thing where you build a Grenadier base and Corpus, you play Grenadier and Corpus and you attack each other and things. There's so many ways you could do it, and it could feed resources into your main Warframe account. I don't get why more people don't do that, so that people are always playing your game. So that people always go, oh yeah, I play. That's why I'm shocked that from the start with the Diablo Immortal people, they didn't think about PC. Because you go, okay, I'm playing on my phone, and then when I come home, I want to play on my PC, and it should then link in. And if they make it that Diablo Immortal links into Diablo 4 and gives you a certain resource, people will be playing constantly.
Yeah.
All right, Visionary Director says Digital Extremes just ran a stress test on their relay servers, and while it was going, they had a few tricks of keeping players entertained. First was to let them play with their balls when they dropped roller floofs into the place, but the main one was to give each player a tiny energy pad or pizza and ask them to deliver them to different characters in the relay. Each pizza scored some points, and some players scored over 300,000 points. Is this yet another reminder that people will do things in games for no money that they would never do in real life for actual money?
I'm just going to say, can you just imagine that as a custom mission type? That would be fucking hilarious. You're a pizza delivery man, and you've got to get your pizza to like Iron Wake.
Yeah,
I'd fucking love that shit, man.
I think you don't realise, Thalian, that there's the German nation which love simulator games. The fact that they will play Train Simulator, that is the quite close. In real time, they'll play it. A simulation of being a train driver. When they could just be a train driver, or a bus driver, or a farmer, and they'll play games which are as close as possible. Even like, oh yes, you've got to connect this, disconnect this, attach this, power this on. As close as possible realism of just something like farming instead of farming themselves. So yeah, it's interesting that they were doing those kind of tests on it. Then I wonder if there'll be some sort of game modes to play during TennoCon. That's interesting.
Was it oh god, what was the name of the stupid Futurama joke? Was like there was some sort of like VR something or another, and there was VR shit, what was it, like VR, let's say VR gardening, right? And then VR gardening.
Yeah, VR gardening, yeah.
Someone sat in a chair. It's like,
I think that was Simpsons or was it Simpsons?
No. It's definitely Futurama, because I'm just remember it's Hermes. Hermes just going, oh my god, this is so lifelike to VR, whatever. You get the idea.
Yeah.
It was dumb. It was dumb and fun.
Fair enough. And then lastly, as a very quick thought, why do you two think it is that doors in Warframe are open for us when we want to go through them, but have collisions enabled when they are closed?
Sorry, what?
As a very quick thought, why do you two think it is that doors in Warframe open for us when we want to go through them, but have collisions enabled when they are closed?
You can't go through a door?
I'm confused about that. Here's a door. So when I want to go through this door, it opens because it's open.
I want to go through
But
it.
if this was a locked door and was like this wall, well, it would stop me because I can't clip through a door. Sorry, a wall. You know, it'd be like walking here. Like, this is a wall.
I feel there's a typo in this question that's confusing the shit out of us.
Context is missing there. I really think so, yeah.
Okay.
Right, well, that's it for those. Let's quickly go on
it's a
to
lot of
some...
questions.
Okay, Cynical No Lock. Over the years, after a lengthy hiatus, you come to realize all over again how great the general gameplay loop is. I have over 1,900 hours in game and have been playing since 2013 or 2014. My recommendation is always lengthy breaks. Come back and see if something holds your interest, and if not, come back later. I will say I'm greatly disinterested in dev streams these days. I recall when DE seemed to always be pushing the game forward. Nowadays, it's not much of a thing, but it's a nearly decades-old game at this point, and the amount of content put into the game has been nothing short of remarkable. I would love them to push the narrative again, even if it means expanding the game beyond one main writer, so more subjects and stories can be covered. I'm always a sucker for world building.
Yep. I concur.
JJ24, I actually really like the community concept portion of 10 o'clock. I find it very hard now to watch or read any supplementary Warframe content. I love looking for interesting Warframe mechanics and trivia. That's a cynical first one. I love looking for interesting Warframe mechanics and trivia, but a lot of it is surrounded in a sea of acrid doom and gloom hyperbole. The concept review is refreshing positivity.
Yep.
Okay.
That's why we needed it.
Yeah. Let me go somewhere so I can just get something up on the screen. Busy people look for emblems. Zrugal says, okay, Xeno wants to see mounted / horseback combat, but why is that different from pistol on a K drive?
I had forgotten if pistols on a K drive worked, but there's nothing to do with pistols on a K drive. Like, I swear people weren't asking for pistols on a K drive. They were asking, oh, let me use my mining laser on a K drive. Let me use fishing on a K drive. Nope, you got your pistol. Can't fucking fish with a pistol.
I think some people wanted combat with them on as well.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't make sense why you can't. But I agree with you also, it doesn't make sense why I can't use my tools as well. But, you know, I'm with you on that. Right.
It's just, yeah.
Last one is one from Peter Graver, because he had it from last week and he wanted to reply. He didn't get one, so he asked, he's waiting on his reply. So I thought I did paste you earlier, I think. But I will. Oh, you replied? Oh, okay, so yes. I don't need to read that then. There you go. Okay.
If you want, I can read out my reply.
No, that's fine. It went directly to the person. That's what matters. But I just want to let people know I can't. Though I read every comment on an episode, I obviously can't read out every comment. And if it's a direct point, I sometimes just chuck them at Xeno. So, you know, especially if it's a direct question to people. So yeah, we don't always reply, but we try.
Yep.
Right. That's that for that. So let us go on.
Amazing.
In fact, actually, I don't think I pushed the community response button of that, and then go memes. Yeah,
you broke it.
I did. There we go.
Memes.
Right, so let's have our memes. So all these memes come from the r/memeframe subreddit, and all of them are linked in the description of this video, so do check them out, along with one meme, which will be the secret meme of the week. That's on that. Loads of people doing loads of good work on r/memeframe, so check them out if you ever want a joke during the week, because they do some good work. So we're starting with Speedy Boy goes zoom. Dog Days event starts. Executioner Goresh.
Sorry, no reaction from me.
There's another one where it's like Executioner must have Ultra Instinct, and it's like, you know.
Oh my god. Okay, let's go.
Executioner Goresh during normal days is like pretty useless. Dog Days events happens, and he's like becomes Goku.
Right. Next one.
Meme number 2. Destiny 2 is better for quick gameplay sessions than Warframe, whether you have 20 minutes or 2 hours. Tenno. What the fuck? I can do a quick mission in under a minute and a triathlon in 3 minutes.
Yeah. Totally true.
Okay, meme number 3. Oh yeah, is it come up? No.
I was doing that bug again.
Okay, hang on. We're gonna have to work. Oh,
Just click off.
okay. Let's just manually. There we go. No.
That's not
That
scary.
has bugged completely. Let's go. Pause. There we go. That's the right meme now. Right. So I went for this because in fact, there was a meme about this person doing these bloody Hydroid memes. User Firefox Karen keeps posting these Hydroid memes, including this one. May I interest you in some low-effort Hydroid meme? Nuke frame enjoyer. Siren is the greatest frame. No, it's Mirage. Puddle frame enjoyer. I kill enemies slower than a scanner. Perfect.
Oh, I like that one. Yeah, okay.
And
I don't know why. I like that one. Yeah.
oh, this person just keeps making Hydroid memes. I don't know if they want a Hydroid meme after what.
I have seen the complaints on like just browsing my Reddit feed. Yeah, I was just like people complaining about it. So yeah,
About Hydroid, okay. Right, meme number 4. How many pearls have you collected? Dog Days returns. Monotonous grind for limited time items. DE. Why is no one having a good time? I specifically requested it.
Brooklyn 99. Good series.
Meme number 5. 1 year ago, it was announced to be released in 2022. Here we are, midway through the year. 1 hour here is 7 years on Earth. Good. We wait here for Warframe's cross-play, cross-save.
I had seen this before. Like I think it was last week or the week before. Yeah, no, I like this. This is good.
And my favourite meme of the week. Heart of Deimos quest in a nutshell.
Yeah.
Mother, daughter, father, son, grandmother.
Yeah. It is the true.
That is the true. Right. And then obviously there is the secret meme of the week. Go check the description for that. I think that's what that 3. Number 3 was actually that. I did the wrong one. Yes. So now we are done with the memes, and we will move on to the last section of this week, which is the community shoutouts. And the memes will go away first. There we go.
Cool. Right. So community shoutouts. First community shoutout we have is Siren Prime by Zildy
Art. I've been an avid player at Warframe for quite a while now, so here's a little something. The best kill Siren Prime. I just love her design visually and gameplay wise.
Yep. We have a Wisp and Kavat by Yornheit. There's like 3 or 4 different images with this tweet, but this is the one that I specifically pulled out.
I think the second one is the more amazing one.
Yes, but I wanted people to go and have a look.
Yeah, I know. So that's the second link in the community shoutouts. Do go to the tweet,
yeah.
And then this is only image 1. There's 2 more images to go with it, but you have to go check them out.
So the third community shoutout is Gaia by Fluffy Dwagon.
Just in time for the TennoCon art deadline. Gaia, oh my god, I spent a long time on this, trying a new line art style, and it went good. It did go good.
It did go good indeed.
Yeah.
Right? Number 4 is Frike Nidus. Gora.
The energy of the pose there is just dynamic. I just love it. It's just
more arms.
Whoa.
More arms. More cannons. I want to see the railgun cannons that you would get on the Tau. Shit, I can't remember what the bloody units are called.
Broadside?
Yeah, I think so actually. Yeah, just put them on the back. It's like 6 arms, 2 railguns, all good. Right.
I just want to put a speech bubble on this saying, "You starting, bro? You starting?"
It's so true. The 5th community shout out is Mag by Frevelisk.
I see. We're getting all these things. Here's my submission for TennoCon Community Art Show 2022. Mag, Lady of Magnetism possessing unimaginable power.
Yeah.
Oh.
The great thing is, like during this time period, they're just coming to me, which is great. I don't actually have to dig them out. They just there they are in my feed. It's great. Okay, the 6th community shout out is the Carnolith Necromech, and Knights
Knights
Prime
Prime.
by Volley.
Remastering this drawing for the end of last year because I find a few flaws I wanted to fix.
There's actually a live 2D animated version of this. It's just sort of like the flames and stuff moving, but it's pretty damn cool.
Why is that not in my life? You must provide me with that.
Okay then. And then last but not least is Teaching Atlas to Swim by, I think this is supposed to be Federation, but they put a 4 for an E and
A 0 for an O.
4 is an
So
A.
it's F4 Durati 0N.
I mean, no, I'm just pointing out that in Elite speak, 4 is an A, not an E. 3 is 3.
So they're Federation.
Yeah, it could be Federation, but I think it's supposed to be Federation.
Yeah.
Because if you look at their Twitter handle, it's Fed.
But then F4
So-
is also kind of a thing. I mean, F4. Whack F4.
Alt F4.
Just whack F4.
Just whack F4.
Just whack F4 right now. Just on the keyboard. Just whack F4.
Doesn't do anything.
Just
It's
do
Alt
it.
F4.
Exactly. Just whack
Alt
F4.
F4.
Then whack F4. Whack F4. Go on, whack F4.
You happy?
Good man. Good man.
Right. That is it for the community shoutouts. Thank you very much, everyone, for listening. Loz is going to hit the outro button any second now.
I was gonna, but then it slid off, and then it. There it is.
And then he broke it.
Yay! Found it.
And yeah, that's it for this week's episode. Thank you very much for everyone for listening. I'm going to special shout out to Nazeth, who has been volunteered during the recording process to actually stitch these two videos together.
It's too hot.
It is hot. It is very, very hot.
How long till TennoCon? How many weeks?
Some.
Okay, but some weeks, and then people will have to look out in some weeks for our special TennoCon episode.
Yeah.
Yay.
Yeah. With Nazeth.
With Nazif. Yeah. Right. Well, bye everyone.
Bye.